Hey there, are you somebody who fills your cup before you pour, or are you pouring from an empty cup? Hi, welcome to Tea with the Fertility Godmother. I'm Denise Noyer-Erez, and I'm your Fertility Godmother. So grab your cup of tea, and let's talk about the importance of self-care, and what a perfect day to have this topic on International Women's Day. As a woman, we are always multitasking, doing so many different things, juggling, carrying on a lot of different activities, and it can be great and it can also be a lot, right? And so if you're not taking the time to fill your cup before you are giving, it can create a lot of havoc in your life. And this is one area that I really love working on with the women that I coach, because it's so important to constantly remember to use different tools to calm our nervous system. So there's different ways that we can really add into self-care. It doesn't have to be, doing spa days or, massages, and those are definitely part of self-care, or it could be part of your wellness. But it's definitely self-care. And taking wellness is self-care, right? Eating healthy. Sometimes it can just be taking a moment. It can be remembering to breathe. Like sometimes we'll have on our watches, those Apple Watches, or little reminders to help you breathe, right? It's so important to just kind of take a moment to breathe and be present and calm the nervous system down throughout the day. One of my favorite practices that I do first thing in the morning is to fill my cup is meditation, right? So my meditation, the one that I love to use, is I do some movement to help me get into my body and some breathing exercises. And then I do a gratitude, right? Being grateful. That's something that you can practice on, as you're running in between things. And you can also take some time to practice some gratitude, right? Just changing the mindset of how are we thinking about things. That is definitely, gratitude is definitely something that can fill your cup, where you start to look at things a little bit differently and not so heavy all the time. So I love to do a gratitude, and then I do a self-healing, and then I love to heal and contribute, right? So contribution can be a form of self-care, but you have to be careful, because you can't contribute if your cup is empty. You have to fill your cup first. So the question would be, sometimes as women, we would have this feeling of obligation to contribute, but maybe you're just having a rough day and you can't contribute that day. You need to just tune in, go inside, and not feel guilty about that feeling, so that you can fill yourself up so that you can give later. It's so important to make sure that you're doing some self-care and filling yourself up. So there's breathing techniques, there's meditations, there's gratitude. What is your favorite way of self-care and to fill yourself up? Sometimes you can cuddle up on the bed and read a book, Sometimes it's having a cup of tea with me. What is your favorite way to nourish yourself? And how can you start to implement that or add that into your daily routine? Just by thinking about it and asking yourself questions, or maybe shifting something. Where and how can you start implementing ways to fill your cup up so that you can keep living a full life, or you can keep moving forward? You can manage all the daily stresses that are going on so much better if you fill your cup up first. So self-care is really important for your overall health, and it's really important for preparing to get pregnant, because we need to calm the nervous system down. If we're in constant, running from that Tyrannosaurus Rex, or we're feeling like, if you ever had that feeling where you're going to get into a car accident, like you just feel the nerves like little needles, right? But even our thoughts can impact that as well. So if we're constantly in that state, or we're in that state more than we are in the resting state, then it's really important to make sure that we do the opposite of that, because we're not going to get pregnant if we're in that really tense state, right? That's not allowing blood to circulate to our reproductive organs to nourish our body. Nourishing your body is a big deal when you're trying to get pregnant, and also for overall wellness and healthy aging, right? It's really important to nourish our body so we can continue to have the energy and do the things that we love to do. So I would love to hear what you love to do in order for your self-care and taking care of yourself. I know some people love to go on hikes and watch the sunset, right? There's so many different things you can do, and sometimes we don't have time to be able to do them all. So just carving out just a little bit of time for yourself, if that's you, just carving out a little bit of time, whether it's just taking some deep breaths, maybe 4 deep breaths to get present, just having 10 minutes of quiet time, just detaching from the radio, detaching from your phone and the computer, can make a huge difference in your overall health and well-being. And then you can fill your cup up and keep going. So wishing you a healthy, happy pregnancy, and share with me what your favorite self-care is. Mwah. Have a beautiful day.